Oh, yeah. Welcome back to Just Off the Plate with Armando and Cody. It is episode 58. We are live on a Tuesday, and we have a guest, in case you didn't notice, because he is stealthy. From the Houston Stealth manager, Jonathan Garza. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
I'm good, man. How about you, Cody? How's
I'm good. I'm good. That is a great song.
it is, man?
Yeah.
So, let's go back to what movie do you remember it from?
Well, Jonathan and I were just discussing that. He brought it up, and Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
Yes, sir.
So when I hear that song, I think about Kong Skull Island. My boy would just watch the shit movie, and it's in around that era, the Vietnam era, and they're just they're just pulling up and they're going onto the island, and then it's just the song kicks in, and I'm just like, damn, like how can you not get motivated to this song, dude?
Yeah, see, I think our motivation's a little different. It's more sports oriented.
I get it.
Where
I get it.
you're over there on an island with
I wanna
a big
be
King Kong or something.
on an attack helicopter, right?
Because this is a sports show, so you should be geared in that manner.
I should be, right? Hey, but I got other interests. So, but I'm definitely, that's what it gets me. We got Isaiah in the house. We got Mr. Cotton.
It's a good song, nevertheless.
Heck yeah, it is. We got Mr. Cotton, and then we got Jonathan Aguilar. What's up, man?
The usual suspects.
The
right?
usual, man. David, man, always giving us that insight, that old school insight.
The old faithful.
It is, man. That's it. You gotta stay true to the fan, man. The ones that have been loyal and keeping you up. So, but yeah, man. I mean, it's some good weather. I mean, well, Monday we got rained out, right? We got rained out Monday.
Yeah, it feels great now. I
Yeah.
brought in some cool weather, but yeah, a little too much rain to play yesterday.
Yeah, what's up, Dre? We got Migos in the house. Look at that. Mr. Stealth himself. We got Mr. Rivera.
Sergio,
We got
is Dre checking in?
yeah, Dre.
What's
We got
going on,
Serge.
Dre?
We got Serge. He still plays with you, right, Sergio?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, David said he got 25 minutes. What's up, Pedro? We got Pedro here. We got Daniel. What's up, Daniel?
May 4th.
May 4th.
And we need to watch out for May 4th.
Oh, I see. Oh, Isaiah. Okay. May 4th. Okay, that's got to be the Ironbirds and Thunder and Goodfellas, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm looking forward to it, Isaiah. That's the Do you have that
So Daniel,
on your we're always talking about this, like one day your teammates, next day your opponents. Do you have those kind of relationships?
I do, and it changes the way I coach as well.
Does it? Why?
Yes. I just get to the point where it's just like, fuck it, they're gonna know what I'm gonna tell these guys. I'm just gonna let them do it. If they know it, they know it, and
You're talking about like strategy, like you're talking about strategy.
Yeah. A lot of my coaching is no science, just because of that fact that I could be your teammate today and tomorrow I'm against you, and I don't want you to know. I'd rather you know that you're getting nothing but heart instead of the brain game.
Yeah, right. Like they know, hey, he just called it bunt, he just called it steal, blah blah blah. Yeah, I got you. That makes perfect sense. And you know what's crazy, man? We got is that Bo or is that Joe? Let's see, Joey. Is that Joey or Bo? I can't tell, man. We got Cameron too. And then of course you got Dre. That's right. He's your skip. That's right.
Then Jabari from Detroit.
Jabari. Hey, is he your shortstop?
He's a super utility, man. Shortstop, pitcher, anything you need, he's good.
Okay. Is he the one that goes yard all the time?
That's Anthony.
Anthony, there we go. I was like, I knew one of them guys going all the time. But what kind of messes me up a little bit what you said earlier, right? You're having strategies and so you're sitting there. I kind of do that, and then I start to think about, hey man, I'm releasing my weaknesses, right? Because you'll be like, I can't hit this, I can't hit that, and I've seen it with some of my teammates, but I've also seen it with people you play a lot, right? Like catchers Sergio knows this. They pay attention to the batter's habit, and they know what you can or can't hit or whatever. I could tell you, like, when we played the Padres, Jimmy was behind me catching, and he was like,
Yeah.
he knew what to call, he knew what to do. I'm like, you motherfucker, that's not fair, man. You can't use what you know against me. But
Well,
that's the game,
but
man.
see, you can turn that around, right? What do we talk about a couple episodes ago? Making adjustments, right?
Yeah.
Now, the outside pitch is hittable for many people, right? So it can be done. And if you with it too,
Yeah.
we know this.
Yeah.
I mean, if no one did, they do now.
I
Hey.
took notes already.
Hey, we're gonna bleep that part of this.
Right, yeah. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It can be done, and if you work at it, then pretty soon they're not going to throw you outside anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's. We were talking about this earlier too. Adjustments,
Yeah.
right? Is that, because I was talking to Jonathan. I'm like, hey, you play in multiple leagues. They got high competition leagues, and you got some like kind of still competition, but it's the pitching is not as fast, right? But sometimes the pitcher's more crafty. The speed's not there, but the pitcher's more crafty, and so you have to make those adjustments, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna have to sit back and watch the pitch a little bit more, or I'm gonna have to make a shorter, quicker swing because it's a faster ball game. So it's understanding how to make adjustments, and I was proud of myself because, like you said, that outside pitch, I had a game where the guy was pitching outside, and then they got me chasing the third strike, chasing some slider or something. Right, you ain't gonna give me again. Next pitch, you threw outside, boom, I hit it the other way. Right, I made the adjustment, but I hate that my adjustment came after the strikeout. I wish I would have had it before the strikeout, but
Well, that's why you have 3 or 4 at bats a game.
right, I know.
You have time to do that.
I don't know about you guys, but
One and done is not fair.
no,
I
but
feel for pinch hitters.
right, I know, dude. Have you ever had to pinch hit before?
Yes.
Right, and it's pressure, right? Because you're coming in for one job, and they expect you to do that job, and that's why they put you there. And
It's tough, man.
Right?
Yeah, pinch hitting, it's a damn good job if you're a good one.
if you're a good one, man. I mean, it works out. I know one season it actually worked out in my favor. Cody brought me in there for like, hey man, get your bat. I'm like, no, let the guys go. And dude, I think I got a home run and a triple off a couple of those just coming in, and I was like, hey, one and done. Like,
That's it.
that's it,
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm going to keep my 1,000 batting average.
And I'm out. Right? But
and I got my games in.
yeah, but it is. I think that if you come in for one at bat, and I kind of learned this in the Mexican League, right? Like, as you start to get not as many at bats for whatever reason, right? The team gets better, maybe you going through a slump, and you start to get 1 or 2 at bats. Like, it's so crucial to make those at bats count. Like, that you don't strike out. That at least you if you hit the ball, you hit it hard. You don't pop up. You don't pop up. You don't strike out. But if you walk, cool. You did what you're supposed to do. You kept the line moving. So it's definitely more pressure on the pinch hitter. I give it to the guys that do it all the time, like at the majors and stuff. It's no joke, man. You got to make that adjustment. But that's what I tell players. I'm like, dude, if you don't get too many at bats, you better make that bat count. You have to. You have to, like, hey, you got to get on base, and that's all there is to it. So.
Because if you strike out once and, all they remember is that one at bat, that's what's going to go down.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You strike out your first at bat, then you got at least 2 or 3 others to make up for it, right? So if you have a walk-off down the line, hey, everyone forgets about that strikeout.
You hope so, right? That's sort of the key thing with.
So do what I do. Get the strikeouts out of the way. If you're good for one a game, go ahead and get them out of the way, and then hit later.
For me, once I get my first base hit at the game, I feel like everything just kind of like I'm good.
Off.
Your pressure's off, right?
Yeah.
You got your base hit.
You can relax. Yeah.
Now. Like if you hit the ball and you get out, whatever, it's cool. I got that one at bat. I should have a good batting average for that game. So, it's one of those things where I enjoy that first hit, and I'm like, oh, whew, coach can't say shit no more,
And it's also that standard you put for yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, I get competitive as hell. And in the 40s, if I'm not dominating, with Tony Moore last week,
Yeah.
0 for 4 with 4 Ks. Like, that's just tough.
Yeah. It is tough, man. But against is a good pitcher, right? I mean, we know that's a good pitcher, right? We know it's known that it's no different than who would you say
Around here.
yeah,
The
who would you say people struggle with?
Um, well, I mean, Tim's really tough.
Yeah,
Like,
like Tim Jones, right? Like if you said I went over for Tim Jones, nobody's gonna be like surprised, right? We won't be like, yeah, it's Tim Jones, obviously, right? If you go 3 for 4, like, oh shit, you must have been seeing this shit that day or whatever, right? So, so Tony Moore, I don't know who he is, but I know the legend. I heard people talk about it. So, to go over 4, you just gotta bounce back and man, come back
Yeah.
the next, and get them the next time, make those adjustments.
Yeah,
you know?
that's why we play.
Yeah, that's what
Look
we
forward
play.
to the next one.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the quicker you play that next one, the faster you forget
Yeah.
about those overs.
Yeah.
And that's the best remedy. Let me get back out there.
Yeah, exactly. We get back out there. We
Yeah.
got Bobby. We got Lopez, man. I haven't seen Juan in a long time. Juan Lopez. We got Rich. These are all some good. Jimmy, dude, even Jimmy rolled up. Mr. MVP from last week's championship. Damn, I feel honored. The MVP's in the house right here. But how many leagues you playing, bro?
I'm in.
Teams. We'll go teams and leagues, I guess.
I do. Right now I'm in 3 teams, and then I help out the Braves still on Saturdays when I can. So it's stealth on pretty much Saturday, Sunday, and then I have 35 plus for the Hurricanes on Sunday, and 40 plus during the week on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So you're like me, man. You ball out. Like you playing ball all the time, right? Plus the practices, right?
Well, yeah, but I'm jealous of you guys. You play every day.
I mean, not every day, but I get close to it, bro. Like I do, like.
Well, this weekend was supposed to be close because
Yeah.
we were playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday.
Yeah.
But it was rained out yesterday, which
Yeah.
was okay.
It's yeah. I think my muscles were okay with it, but that's the thing, man. That's the beautiful part about Houston. There's so much baseball
Yeah.
that you can play as many times as you want, as many as much as your significant other will allow you to play, right? Because some of us have obligations that like, hey man, we can't do it. But like Dre's another one. Dre Vapey, man. I mean, he plays 3 to 5 times a week, and it's kind of keeps you in shape. I mean, I think it gives you something to do. It's better than being at the bar just drinking or whatever. So, but
You could do that after the games.
which
That's
we do, right? Which we do go out and drink. But so
You do the Hurricanes. You said 35 and 40.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
it's part of that championship. Let's see. Look at that rock right there. Look,
Yeah, there it is.
So this one right here
it's a custom one.
Yeah, so that was given to us by Mr. Juan Cantu. So Juan, if you're watching, thank you. So that just has it has both records for what we did in the fall and the spring.
It's hard to tell, but there is words on the.
It's so blingy, like
Yes.
it's blinding, even with the dim lighting.
Yeah, dude, he was like, it says something. I'm like, hey, what? And I said, oh, I can kind of see champions at the bottom.
So when we had the meeting on Sunday, right? This is when he gave it to us. I know he works for the Astros. So I was laying down on the ground, and he starts tossing these rings, right? Well, on one of the tosses, I kind of see the Astros emblem. And I'm a big Astros fan, so in my heart, I got super excited. Like, damn, the replicas of the Astros championship rings. Like, this is awesome. So then when I start opening it up, I start realizing it says Hurricanes. It's got the records and
Undefeated.
everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is a very very cool ring. I mean, I don't know. You guys can't probably see it from over there, but maybe it shines over there. But it's a really kick-ass ring, and I think that's some of the cool things that some coaches do.
Yeah, I mean it's prideful, right? It means something to win a championship, and you'll have that for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, there's some people that will knock it. Like, I've had people knock it. Oh, well, it's just a bat. It's just a trophy. It's just a ring. But the thing is, when we all get old and we can't do this anymore, because there will be a time when we can't do this anymore, you have that memory, man. I remember I did this back then. You got something to think about.
Because cleaning it every Saturday.
Exactly. I mean, because, dude, at the end of the day, that's what any other than major leagues, I think got real gold rings and shit like that. But still, man, I mean, it's a memory that you
Yeah.
have, and you're like, hey, man, I did this. I accomplished this.
It'll straight up take you back to the same group of guys that you'll remember and be like, oh man, I remember with this group.
Yeah.
You did something.
You did something, man, and it's hard. I mean, when you think about all
It wasn't hard for the Hurricane.
I know shit. I know. God, I think they had like 3 championships like in one.
And I think only one loss in 3 seasons or
You
something
gotta
like that.
You got to talk with the recruiting office over there.
Yeah, man. I mean,
He was here. He was here.
Yeah, he was here, and I really what was crazy is like it's hard to keep up with all the leagues, right, bro? It's like we try to, and most of what I try to tell people is we me and Cody count on the feedback from the players or the coaches, right, to feed us information. Sometimes we can go out and grab it, certain websites, but honestly, especially as much as it's grown, like I do the home runs, right? I post the home runs, but dude, it's getting out of hand, man. Like it's spending a lot of my time putting this shit together, to where it's like, God dang, I'm not, like I got like 4 or 5 home runs I still gotta do. I was trying to do them Sunday, didn't do them. Trying to do them yesterday. I was trying to do them today, didn't happen. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to post some more home runs. But
Well, it's funny. It seems like now that people know that they can get posted, everyone's starting to hit more. It's like, I can get it on. Let me just hit them. That's what it seems like.
And that's been my daily struggle with my group. Is we've been playing so much and record all these games, and by the time I get home, it's like you gotta download it. Then you gotta start creating the clips.
Yep.
Damn. Like,
It's tough, right? I mean, that, like, Jose's another one that he does a lot for his team. Like, he'll actually go to the whole fucking video and cut up hits, and then you got to cut up the hits. You got to call it out, see what it is, I think players need to appreciate like what managers do for the videos, keeping up the score, keeping the stats, do the rings, get the jerseys. I mean, you got some really nice jerseys. Like, I'm not a fan of green, but I do like that jersey. Like, I like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't necessarily pick it, but I like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the design. I think it's a good, like, dark green color. I know it's like army color or military color, but it's good. It's a good design, and it's the stuff that a manager does, a coach does, that puts it together, and that sometimes players forget. Right, that they go, hey man, like the reason I'm able to play organized baseball is because we got a manager that kind of puts it together. I know. Kind of walk me through. Like, I know you got like some of these guys live with you, and you got like a little training gym or some shit at your house.
Yeah. So I host athletes. So I've got a few. One from Washington. So they come from pretty much all over the nation. And right now I had 5 athletes at the house, so they were here for the season, and it's just athletes. I went out to do as a player coach in a somewhat upcoming professional league. There's a group of men that got taken advantage of, and I created this team because I'm a person that doesn't like bullies and stuff like that, and I felt that's what happened to this group. And a lot of these players followed. They came here, and now they're getting a chance to be seen, and it's been nothing but up ever since they started coming here.
You're talking about the stealth.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I help house them because, at this level of play, the most important thing they need if you really want to get athletes to come down here is a place to sleep. And you're also getting athletes that are 21, 22. So at that age, you already knew how hard it was to make some money, go out there and do stuff like that. So any kind of help they can get, going through the experience that I went through with them in North Carolina, because, man, it went from having everything given to you and you being paid to for me, $6,000 investment. Living in a hotel with 3 different athletes, and that's that independent life.
Yeah.
And now when it comes to them, where I'm sitting at today is because of these players. They followed me here, and all the success is I thank them a lot because very special ride, and I've been enjoying the hell out of it.
That's cool, man. That's cool. So how does that work? Because you're part of the Pecos League, is that right?
Well, now I am. Now, because of this stealth group, I earned a job in the Pecos League for the Weimar Amigas. So
Okay.
now I'm now the head coach there.
Okay, so you're so you're Amigas, and is that different than Stealth?
Yeah, so stealth is more of a, like, now it's turning into more of a college showcase, collegiate team. So I'm pretty much looking for athletes 18 to 21 that have a vision of playing college ball. So they go to school, they need summer ball. This is the organization to come play for, so they can keep playing high competitive baseball. And it's also for those few athletes that want to chase this professional career. It gives them an avenue of, I'm overseeing this organization, so I get to take a little look at them, and with the whole Weimar thing, it's just a great place to. It's a reference, being in the history
Resume,
books.
right? In the resume.
Yeah, and at this level, honestly, it's what you're looking for is that athlete that has that dog in them, that fight,
Yeah.
that wants that last chance to make a name for himself.
Yeah. Now, does the so what separates them? Like, what's the separation between like Pecos League and any other league in Houston?
Man, I'll tell you, I did the Pioneer Pecos League tryout a few weeks ago. Um, I did it as a coach. I've always done a player tryout, so it was a different aspect looking at.
There's a coach tryout.
No, so
Oh.
this time I went as the Weimar head coach.
Oh, got you.
So the previous times that I've done it, I've tried out to become a player somewhere.
Yeah.
So this time I got to see it from the coach's side of things. And what really separates this level from, let's say, HBA or any other league is it's gonna be the appearance, is the physique of the players. Like they, the players that were drafted right there, they look like football players, but they play baseball.
Wow.
And that's pretty much what it boils down to. It's gonna be your size. You can mosh, you can mash, but if you're not meeting their certain requirements, you're just a thank you. Thanks for coming out.
Right.
And,
Right.
and honestly, when I look for those players, that's exactly what I look for. I look to try to build and mimic those higher level independent teams so we can be there.
That's cool.
So it independent, right? The independent league, which I can see that being separate from HBA, right? Where you got some guys that they may already have jobs, right, and want to pay to play. Whereas an independent, it's not that. You're trying to compete for a job to get paid to play baseball,
Correct.
right? Yeah.
Correct.
So you distinguish between the independent and HBA, HHL guys who love to play know that no one's going to pay me to play, but I can go to these leagues and still enjoy the game. And that's what you talk about. There's so many different leagues. Well, hell, there's leagues where you have that dream to want to step up to pro ball. You got a chance here somewhere to do it, to get some at bats,
Yeah.
right? Some playing
And
time.
it's a good opportunity. The only thing is that the level of where it's at, you've got to go through certain things, and and if you really want it, you'll go through it.
Jimmy wants to know, what about the 42-year-old old man? Which, by the way, a lot of people don't know this, but that's my uncle. I posted a picture. Dude, I put when we played on Saturday and we won the championship. I said, hey, let me take a picture of the MVP. And for some reason, bro, I looked at that picture and he just looked like my uncle. Like, I was like, so I just posted it. Hey, it's me, my uncle. And like,
Because of the physical,
Yes,
physicality.
the
Like
physical-
he's just over. He's got his hand over here, like it's my little nephew right here.
Man, if this league allowed a DH, I would take him.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
dude, Jimmy can fucking rake, dude. That's a ball player, and I crack up because I was making fun of him on Saturday because he bullies pitchers into throwing them fastballs.
Of course.
I go, how do you fuck? Like he mind fucks them, right? Like, hey man, yeah, I know I whiffed those two, but come on, throw me a fucking fastball. Let's see what happens. Well, I think hopefully by now people will understand what happens when you throw a Jimmy a fastball.
I got to experience one of those.
Oh, did you
where
throw him a fastball?
I wasn't pitching, but once I saw the video, he challenged my pitcher, and I was in left. I just decided to go see how far it was going. Like, it was one of those where.
Oh, that's right. It was at the
at OFA.
OFA, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's, it's one of those where every now and then I act like a kid too, and I wanted to see how far it was going. Like shit, it was far, man.
Here's the thing. One of the things that um, um, you can grab 20 guys, throw them that fastball. Not everybody's gonna put it over the fence, right? I mean, you can tell them I'm throwing it right there to you, and let's say you throw a perfect fastball. They're not. They're gonna roll over. They're gonna pop up, whatever.
I'm gonna put it over the fence behind me.
You foul it off.
Foul it off.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where this takes a special kind of person. What's that?
You see, Mike.
Let's see, Mike.
Mike's
See,
always stirring up trouble.
DH Jimmy, he's saying you can't field. Hey, I almost hurt Jimmy on Saturday too because we ran into each other chasing the ball up the middle. He's lucky I turned away, man, because I think I would have laid him out. But no, I didn't want people to be mad at me for laying him out. I had to do a spin move, dude, because I think he would have crushed me. Like had I just went straight up on him. But it was funny. I wish we had video of that. But but those type of players that Jimmy, like, hey, you can just throw it right there and it's gonna go over. It's an automatic, like it's an automatic thing. Like I gotta believe you said Anthony from the stealth, right? Like probably you throw him a fastball, automatic is gonna go. And to me, that says a lot about a player because you have that discipline to wait right at the right spot and then take it over. Where you can put it to, like I said, to most people and they still won't. They'll miss. They won't capitalize on that mistake. So, you can't shy away from that. And at 42, he's still 3 straight curveballs and made him look silly. Yeah, I mean, you give those big dudes like that breaking balls. That's a kryptonite.
Yeah.
It's just a kryptonite. Like they're gonna whiff through it. Not every single one, every single time, but
It's one of those where you see the at bat and you say, "Why'd you change it?"
Yeah.
But then it's just like, well, he hit it 800 feet, so fuck it, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing, man. About watching people like him, and I'm a fan of athletes, man. Like if you hit a double off my pitcher, I'm a dab you like, hey man, good hit. And especially if you came through, right? You came clutch. You had a guy in scoring position that you needed nice, and you battled and you fouled it off. You got into a full count and you were able to rip one and score your guy. I'm like, dude, like I'm a fan of that. Like you came through for your team. I mean, your team should be proud of you. You came through. Sucks for my team, my pitcher, but as a fan, as an athlete, I'm a fan of you because I'm like, man, you came through. Like that's dope. And certain people can appreciate that. And some people are like, nah, man, you're on the other team. Fuck you.
So that's those conversations I see you having.
Yes.
Like you're on second base. So if you're in outfield, you don't have to say anything to anybody.
It's a lonely world out there.
It is like, hey, what are you guys talking about over there? No, and those are the conversations I have with people. Because it's like, again, to me, because we're all amateurs. We're all playing the game that we played when we were a kid, and we're having fun. And yes, I want to beat you. Don't get that twisted. I want to beat you, but you did something good like that. I'm like, I got to give it up to you, man. You did well. You battled through, and it's fun to see good players. Like, I mean, when you're playing against a good player, like, but what's crazy to me is like again, sometimes I'm Jimmy's opponent and sometimes I'm his teammate, and it's just the way it goes. And I played, like there's certain players like man, I want to play with you, and then there's other players like I want to play against you. Like I've seen some of my pictures and I'm like, man, dude, you're dicing these dudes up. Like I kind of want to face you now. I'm not saying I'm gonna be successful. I just want to see what the hell you're about because it looks like you're dicing these fools up, and it's kind of crazy, man. And because if you're playing middle infield, like I don't know what it looks like from the outfield, but when you're playing middle infield, you can kind of see everything the way it moves, where it lands, and It's just it's
Center field, you get a good view.
yeah.
Of all those. I'm telling
Right,
you.
because unless you're playing straight up, if you're second base or shortstop, it doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of playing center field.
I mean, because sometimes you just see the glove not move at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yeah. It is what it is, right? Nothing you can do about it. So, it's a different, like you said. Like when I go in the outfield, it does feel lonely. Like when I've been out there, I'm like, dude, no wonder you motherfuckers are picking flowers and getting distracted out here. It's like,
No. We're testing the wind. We're not just. There's a purpose behind it, right? They're throwing it up to see where the wind's blowing. You might be picking daisies.
like what's going on here? But I definitely,
Get stung by a bee too. That happened to me a couple
Did
weeks
it?
ago.
that would have been funny to see you running around the fucking. That would have been a very good video to come off of Stadium Cast, right?
Right, but you're not getting that one. I took that bee sting like a man.
You didn't even move like, oh. Yeah, dude. But it's a fun sport, man. And so let me tell you. So you travel with the Stealth? Like how far have you guys gone?
Right now, the furthest we've gone is Beaumont. We've been playing the Beaumont Oilers a lot.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah, so a lot of right now, yeah. So we go there. We've been playing a lot there at Coastal, and then lately we've started playing right there at with HBA on Sundays.
Yeah.
Mall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We're actually playing next week. He just told me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we got the Cyclones. So I got to scout them last week.
Oh, so they're going to put you in as part of that team, that one coastal team or whatever
Yeah.
that plays. Okay.
Yeah, we've been filling in like the last few weeks.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That'll be a good game. So to Beaumont. So how often do you play? It's every weekend, or how many games have you got under your belt this season?
Right now we have
You said since February,
I
Yeah.
think so.
around February.
right now we have
I wonder if they have like a because we play like
Yeah.
14 games
Yeah.
HB.
we have 24 games under.
Shit.
So you've already played 24.
Yes, sir.
So what's your season like? How long and how many games?
I just told the guys.
You
all the-
just whatever,
like,
huh?
Yeah. So what's been cool about these dudes is that they're just hungry to play ball.
Yeah.
I give them an opportunity to do it. We came down here with the intentions of creating Houston Stealth as an independent team somewhere. And when the Ormigas came up, of course it changed, a path. But a lot of the players that come, they just want to play ball, get their stats up. And that's pretty much what I try to provide for them. I try to give them that little avenue where I can give them their social media love, so you can tag them wherever they want to be, hopefully get signed to.
Yeah.
And the more games you give them, you can let them play. You can provide them a house. Like for example, my house, chasing my dream, I built a little commercial gym inside the garage.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's all power to them. So they get there, they do their work. I work out with them, train with them. We practice pretty much 5 days a week. So the guys that I look for, I mean, they're coming down here strictly for baseball, and that's something that I've enjoyed doing. I do have a few local guys that play on the team, like Migo, and I've got Alex Pena. I don't know if you've met him before, but
No.
he's becoming one of our aces on the squad.
Cool.
19
Okay.
years old.
You said Sergio plays with you too, right?
Sergio.
Yeah.
Yes,
Trey, I've seen that. I've seen
and like Eddie.
Eddie. I've seen Eddie on there. I've
Yeah.
seen what's his name? Is it Chris
McCray.
McCray?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been out here with us.
Yeah,
a
I've
few
seen him.
times. And that's pretty much it, man. As long as they show me that they're coming here to work and actually grind and be all about baseball, then that's what I.
And you guys
look for.
practice during the week? Because sometimes I think I'll see sometimes your feed will pop up that you guys have a live video, or it might be you, or it might be Sergio or somebody. You know.
Yeah, so we're pretty much weightlifting Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and doing BP at DBAC. And then Tuesdays, Thursdays, we're at the field. So
And that's a the OE. Oh, which one?
no, we either practice at Coastal,
Okay.
but lately we've been going to Stud Park, just in the middle, a little more centralized for
Oh,
everybody. and-
Student Mount Park.
yeah, and it's available in the morning, so no problems.
Oh, that's cool. So wait, you're playing like does Student Mount have or is it a softball field or what is it?
Man, it's big enough for practice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I'm trying to think. 'Cause I
I
don't want.
think it's like a little league park.
Oh,
but,
could you? Okay. I couldn't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it. I know they've done some stuff to it, but it's just been a while since I've seen it. So I can remember what kind of fields they got in there. But like you said, at the end of the day, you just there to practice anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they just get the guys their reps and then call it. A
yeah,
day.
because I mean, dude, sometimes man, I do miss that I don't get defensive practice, right? Because you go to the cages, you can hit off. You go to the park, you hit off a tee, you can go to D-bats and hit up to. But like the defense part, sometimes is like, like I'll tell you for me, people, different people will tell you something, like, hey, dude, make this adjustment, that adjustment. And I've tried to make my adjustments, and I've kind of found a really good home at second, and now I think I played a little bit better, where I play a little bit deeper, so it gives me a little bit more range. So it's feedback from your buddies or whatever, saying, hey, do play this, play that, and kind of watching when I'm sitting on the bench watching the other player, watch how he plays second or how he plays short or something. So, but it's hard because I'm thinking about, like, man, the only reps I get are the ones that first base throws to you or when they hit to you.
Yeah.
That's the only reps you get, and so it becomes a little bit difficult to make your adjustments or sit there and, like, how you see in the videos where they say, hey man, just backhand, right hand, whatever. And
That could be done in a cage at DBAT.
it could, but it
Yeah.
feels like it's a waste a little bit.
Right, I know. But, we're there. We choose to grab a bat and smack the ball, right?
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes it's just a little funner.
Yeah.
No, it is.
little
I mean,
more
I think
fun.
everybody always wants to hit. Everybody always wants to hit, and they don't want to do
And,
defense.
and doing the dirty work is what makes the difference.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's
Well, that's the difference between independent and what men's league play, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
and I mean, and there's like Saturdays with the HBA. What's cool about it is that pretty much, for the most part, all the players in that league Saturdays, those guys are doing somewhat of individual work somewhere down the line.
Sure.
Oh,
just
yeah.
for Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
I
know,
agree.
And that's something that I learned from the Yard Goats. So when we played them, we're usually the team that shows up 2 hours early. So I tell my team, be there at this time. We thought, or at least I thought, I'm gonna get there early, have the cages all to us, and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. They were already there,
Yep.
and I was just like, that's why they win.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, it's true.
because they're here.
Dude, the thing with the Yard Goats, man, and people, they're fundamentally great. I mean, they got good camaraderie. They're a good bunch of players. I don't see egos there, right? I see like everybody plays as a team. They're all good ball players. They all can hit. They all can go yard on you. And like you said, they show up early. So a couple Yard Goats play with us on the Pirates, and Raul, good friend of mine and shit. It's funny because, like, he always gets there early, right? Always. And everybody has a routine, right? I've had my seasons where I come and I do some warm up hits before the game, and then I've had some seasons where, like, I just try to switch it up. Like, it doesn't do me no good, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm not doing any better. Let me just not even think about it and just go up there, and it works.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll get there half hour early just to warm up my arm. And now that I've been playing second, I almost don't even need to warm up my arm that much because it's just not a hard throw. But I remember one game I go, oh, dude, I'm getting there like an hour and like 15 minutes early. Like, oh, I'm going to beat Raul. This fool got the time wrong, so he showed up 2 hours early. And I was like, God damn this motherfucker. And he goes, I thought we played this game. I go, no. And I said, dude, I thought I was going to beat you. I was going to talk shit. I was like, where you at? And he fucking beat me anyways. So, and that's what it says when you count, people can be physically better than you. People can have more skill than you. But sometimes how to say, hey, you can't outwork me. Like I'm a hard worker. And I think when you see, like I've said, this Yard Goats, they just practice and practice and practice and practice, and it's just they're fundamentally a good team, man. And I played against them plenty of times, man. I give them much respect, and you like you said, you played them a couple of weeks ago, so they're, you've seen what those guys can do, man. And I definitely do that at some point, man. Cody, we got to get that whole tournament of champions together, man, because I'd love to see some of these teams just like that normally couldn't necessarily play each other, because it would be some really good.
It would be nice.
It'd be some good baseball, So, hey, what's up, Tim? And it's I don't know, man. It's definitely something exciting to see.
Yep.
Ready to jump into some scores,
some stats.
some scores and some stats, some home runs. I'm sure we got some guys out there. Hey, wasn't talking about home run? Hey, by the way, you know what? I didn't realize that fucking Josh hit a grand slam. Until I was looking at the video, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker hit a grand slam against us. Like, god damn it. So, it's
When was this?
Sunday.
Oh.
But he hit two of them. So it's like a 3-run bomb and a grand slam 4-run bomb. Grand slam. But I didn't realize until I watched the video.
So he had at least 7 RBIs? Is that what you're telling me?
It's either 2-run bomb or 3-run bomb. But yeah, he had at least 6 or 7 RBIs.
Man, he did I think against us too. At least 5.
Yeah. I mean, the dude's, and that's crazy because he's a leadoff hitter. So theoretically, a leadoff hitter shouldn't have
that many RBIs.
And that many RBIs,
That's just a testament to the bottom of the lineup.
Yeah.
Them getting on and doing what they need to do.
Yeah, it's big time. So let's see what's with Saturday.
Let's go into Saturday, and goodness, wow. So the first game, the Padres beat the Cyclones 19-14.
High scoring game, right?
This tells me there was a lot of hits, and there was 31 hits between the two of them.
31 hits, wow.
That ball must have been flying all over the place.
Trash ass pitchers. Nah, just kidding.
Especially when, let's see, you had.
I'm just kidding, guys. Whoever was pitching, I'm just kidding.
Well, we don't. Ask Jimmy because the Padres pitcher isn't listed. Cyclones had 4 guys. 4 guys throw. Yeah, they put on the tee, right?
It was coach. It sounds like coach pitch. No, dude, what's crazy is Jimmy actually finally had one of my weekends. He played 3 games that weekend, that day, because he played the Padres game, and then he came in the Veteranos League, played our championship game with the Aztecas. So and he balled out, and it was funny because he goes, man, I can't play these games, I'm like, I'm getting tired, and man, he's about like my second or third game, I'm like probably like 80%. I said, dude, your 80% is still better than some people's 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then he's gonna have to start swinging 70-80%.
Oh shit.
So with that kind of score, I imagine, so Freddie Villalobos homered with the Padres along with Rene Araujo. Two home runs Rene had.
Wow.
And DeSilvani had 2 for the Cyclones.
No surprise there.
Yeah. Geez, he had 7 RBIs.
I don't know if he could not hit a home run if he tried. Like I think if you still try to hit a ground ball, he still hit a home run somehow.
But there's a lopsided inning in here. The Padres scored 11 runs in the second inning.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, Jimmy, what happened? What's up with that? What are they doing? Kicking the ball around? Because it shows no errors, so they must have just been smashing that inning.
And sometimes that happens, man. You follow the holes, right?
Yeah.
Who's leading the league in homers on
I
Saturday?
think DeSilvani, dude.
Yeah, if I had to guess.
I think he's probably leading the home run.
How's Dre doing?
Dre's doing good, man. I mean, I think he has.
He had 2 last game he
I saw
played.
Yeah. I think he's had like 3 or 4. But he didn't play last week, and he hurt his arm. So, but dude, like even like Dre, right? Like we were talking about adjustments, right? The pitcher we played was a little bit slower than he's used to. He made the adjustments and ripped 2 of them.
Off Eric. Right?
Was that the first pitcher?
That was the Braves? Yeah.
Yeah. And he pitches a little slower than what Dre's used to, right? More of a loop, more of a low arc.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking shit about Eric or nothing. It's just it's slower pitching, right? Which I've seen to be successful against big power hitters like that. Like you slow it down and it's like they can't hit, or it's too much of an arc and they can't hit it.
You hear that, Jimmy?
Yeah, no, dude, dude, what did he say to me on the bench? He goes, "Hey, it doesn't matter if you." He goes, "It doesn't matter if you miss the first 2 strikes. The important one is when you hit the third one." And I started to laugh because he had a couple of those where like he just whipped the shit out of the fucking first 2, and then for some reason they make the adjustment. Either the pitcher made the mistake or he made the adjustment, which I think is more the pitcher made the mistake and like changed something, like made it go more straight, and there it goes.
There it
You
goes,
could say that,
man.
or you could say, 'cause sometimes I feel like this, like, all right, these first 2 strikes, let's try and swing for the fences, right?
Okay.
Right? And then, oh, yeah, I know you change your stance
I
with
do.
2 strikes, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there's something to be said there.
I don't think Jimmy does.
Okay. Yeah, kids, it looks the same.
Yeah.
The swing looks the same.
I think with him, no matter what, he's swinging the fucking same. Oh man.
The Twins beat the Avengers 12-7.
Avengers beat who?
The Twins beat the Avengers
Really?
12-7. Yeah.
Well, they came off kind of they played the I don't know if you did you catch the Friday night game?
No, I had a game. We had a game.
We did. No, but I mean up here we didn't get the score. That was the Marlins and the Twins played.
It was. Okay, I'll backtrack.
Well, I was just saying, it is a Saturday league game.
Right.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it since it happened first. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I know they came close. They made it to extras, but the Marlins ended up winning 8-7. So it was a good game.
It was, because, dude, it's like the 7th inning, right? 8th inning, because, we had a couple buddies that were playing in that Friday game, and I'm looking at the score, and I'm like, Barnes is getting beat like 7-3, 2. So I'm just, hey.
Well, I say it was a good game because of the score, but who knows?
Well, I mean, it was started as a rough game, like any game,
Yeah.
right? And so
Yeah.
then I'm like, whatever. And then at 10 o'clock, our game is already over. I look, and it's like tied. I'm like, what? 7-7 or 6-6? I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And the game was so good because it was going, because it's timed, right? So what
Yeah.
happens is now you do California rule. So now, even though they played 9 innings, I think they went extra from like 7th inning. The time was up, and then 8, 9, and they start off with the run on second, and dude, they just kept going. And to me, it was a great game, even though maybe not the beginning was great, but like at the end got great because one, I think they tied it up in the last inning, right? Supposed to be last 3 outs, they tied up. They go into extra innings, and then Eric Yielding, have you ever played against him or played with? Yeah. He hits a pitch that he has no business hitting, right? He went for a 0 hero move. Like, it was a high tomahawk hit, and it's like most of the time you see that somebody swing at that, it's like it's gonna pop up or it's gonna do something stupid, something that's not in your favor. Man, he hits it. I think he ends up. He doesn't need it to be a double, but I think it was a double. I think if it was a normal hit, he would have been at second, but the second was already. It was. I think Eddie was stealing already third, and so when he hit that ball, it's like he walks right in.
Easy.
Game over. So at the beginning I agree it wasn't a good game, but at the end it got better. So
Yeah.
definitely a nail biter, because I was even gonna pull over the side of the freeway like, dude, I need to watch this game, dude.
The Braves notched another win. They beat the Hellcats 11-5. Were you there?
No.
No?
No.
The Braves beat the Hellcats.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I know the Braves have been struggling. I watched the game we talked about this already when they played the Rangers, and they were playing decent ball. Like, I don't know. I think they have a better team for only having 2 wins, in my opinion.
Yeah, and a lot of the games were close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, especially the shooters. I mean, they're on fire right now.
Pardon?
Oh, not some shooters. I'm sorry, the Rangers. My bad. Whoa, way opposite side of the spectrum.
Well, they could be on fire. They could be burning their jerseys.
Yeah, we got Gonzo in the house. Mister, I do cleats for professional
Yeah.
up and coming pros and shit.
The Jerry got him a home run.
Did he really?
That's what I see here.
Dude, all of a sudden.
Yep. And he pitched, so he helped himself out.
Damn.
He got a complete game, it looks like.
Complete game? Damn.
Yeah. That's what it says here.
Dude, we got a hard schedule coming up. We're going to have to be playing some...
With only 1 earned run. Nothing wrong with that. So you mentioned the shooters. Good Lord. 22-0. Rangers over the shooters.
Dang.
I would imagine.
Somebody was padding their stats, right?
Man,
Todd, are you out there? What happened with that game?
Ah, damn, man.
No home runs, but looks like Austin Kemp. Oh, inside the park. Kyle says it was inside the park. Because it was at Spring Spirit. I'm sorry, Northland.
Northland. I mean, hey, he hustled it.
Hey, yeah, but was it a triple with an error?
It's probably a single with an error.
Did they throw? Was it a Little League home run? We just don't know. There's some of those in 365.
Hey, fill us in, Kyle. Was it a single with like errors, or did he get a triple and then make it in? You know. Yeah, it says so. Austin Kyle had the
Okay.
perfect game.
Yeah, so I see that. Because there's no stats on the shooter side for the pitcher,
so he had a
so
perfect game.
that's
That's
what
what
I
they
saw.
said.
Yep,
Yeah.
no
That's
hits,
what's up.
no
Yeah.
hits, no walks, 5 innings, 13 strikeouts, 54 pitches. Face the minimum.
So is that a real perfect game?
Oh.
If you think about it, because it's not 9 innings, is that what you think?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a perfect HBA game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't that crazy though?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Well, dude, it's like, so I think most games go what, 7 innings for us? 7 innings.
I'll say average.
The average,
yeah.
right? 7 innings. So
But the problem, they didn't help him out. When they're scoring 22 runs, they didn't make the innings short. So it's no wonder he only pitched 5 innings.
oh, I see.
Yeah, so they steamrolled them. So they were long innings.
And he could have gone cold too, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just it's kind of a catch-22 having a good offensive game, but your pitcher's getting cold. Like, come
Yeah.
on, man. I know, because I've had with sometimes when I've been on both sides where like man, I've been out in the field too damn long. Like, it's just are we ever gonna get the third out? But then I've also been on the other side where like, man, we have some good innings, and I'm like, hey man, I forgot what I'm supposed to be doing out here. Like, it's just been like my arm's cold. Like, it's
So
different.
we got confirmation. He said misread it because that's not an error, right? You if you go in and then suddenly it's over your head, uh-oh. You know what I'm saying?
In my book,
Did the
it's an
ball
error.
touch the glove?
So okay, look, man. So this one guest, I gotta get her on. She's an MLB scorekeeper, and that's what we're gonna. I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna try to get her lined up, and then I'm gonna try to get people warmed up for like a couple of days before to get those questions out. Because to me, I get it. If it doesn't touch the glove, it's not an error. But I mean, there's some plays where like, dude, you just completely whiffed. Like you
Yeah.
read that ball wrong, or you just let it go underneath your legs. Like, that's an error to me, right? And there's some where like when we were playing, like I'm asking you, Cody, there was those 2 plays where I dove into left center and the ball popped out of my glove. Like I slid for it and it popped out. That was a hit, right? Because of how far I
Oh
had.
yeah.
Right? And then the one that I dove out in the middle of the middle of right over second,
hmm
was that a hit?
Well, those were easy because you said 2 key words. You dove.
Yes.
If you dive for a ball and it hits off your glove, that's not an error.
Yeah, because that's what because
Because you're ranging. That is not a normal play.
Routine play,
A
right.
routine, yeah,
routine
play.
play. And that's what I was telling Pete Jimenez. He's on the team. He's like, oh, thanks for the hits. I'm like, bro, those were hits. Like, I was trying to steal your hits, if anything.
Yeah.
It just didn't come up with it. But I mean, those were legit hits. I said, because I said, especially when I dove for, I'm like, I'm literally like horizontal
Yeah.
trying to catch it, and I just couldn't come up with it. When I made the throw, I bounced it.
Pitcher may have got cold on Sunday also. I think a lot of our pitchers might get cold on Sunday for the Aztecas. One without the help of some individuals. So, but
Congratulations.
congrats to you guys, right?
Yeah.
So you won the championship.
It was not for nothing, right?
It was not for nothing. We still need to get to the championship as
Yeah, I
the
know.
Pirates. But we're we're on track.
It sucks, man.
I'm
like,
just glad you were able to seal the deal
I agree with you.
and not
Yeah.
drag it on.
Yeah, because that's what sucks when you're playing multiple teams, right? That you're bound to schedules about the conflict,
Yeah.
right? And then you have to make that tough choice. It's like, do I go to this team or go to that team? Which one do I do? And then what makes it a little easier or more understandable to the team is like if one's a playoff game or two regular games, that's really tough. Because like, there's really no right answer of which one you're gonna choose. But
It was a fun game because we only had 9, or we batted 9. I think we ended up with 10 guys, but one's a PO. So we batted 9, and that's always fun because you often come back around, especially if you're scoring a lot of runs. You don't normally get 4 or 5 at bats in a game.
yeah, that's for sure.
So that does make it fun. But if you're losing and you always blame it, we only had 9 guys.
Yeah, so like that 22-0 game, they probably got like 1 at bat.
Yeah. You talking about the losing team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But for some reason they don't keep their stats. I know it's a new team.
Hey, let me ask you something. That's what I meant to ask you. So, you do paper book or you do like electronic book?
I do Game Changer.
Nice. Okay, that's cool.
I like that one. So it creates a little story for me at
Yeah,
the end
yeah.
and stuff. So I like the way it works, and for the most part, I could even link it up to the GoPro too if I wanted to do some.
No shit.
Yeah. So
You
I
got the
use
paid one or the free one? I'm assuming you got the paid one.
I use the free version,
Oh, okay.
but somehow you can still link it up. It cuts off a lot more than just putting up the GoPro. Like somehow the connection's always cutting it off.
I'll have to look into it. I didn't even realize
Yeah,
that.
we've tried it. I've also tried the GoPro to just go live, and I also have trouble with that staying on the Wi-Fi. So it'll.
Yeah, they have their hiccups, right? When you try to record for a long period of time.
Because they're meant for short bursts.
The action camera, right? Yeah.
They're meant for short ones. Like mine now, I gotta take mine back because my connection is messed up, and because I use like before my connection got messed up, I could record a whole game and go live and not have problems. Now I've had my hiccups, and when I was in Vegas, I felt like throwing it against the wall because I'm like, I don't understand how you can tell me I have no Wi-Fi, but I can clearly see that there's Wi-Fi here. But what I had to end up doing was deleting the app and then reinstalling it.
Yeah.
But not before I fucking reset all the settings on the goddamn GoPro, thinking that it was a GoPro.
And I have to delete the app from my iPad all the time because as I download the games, it creates like a double storage.
Oh, really?
And the moment I delete the app, it deletes the storage for me, and I can start downloading the games again. It's kind of mind-boggling to me, but that's the little path that I found that I had to do. So
For the GoPro.
for the GoPro, yeah.
Yeah, and I think more teams are using the GoPro. The other thing too, man, is hey, what's up, Todd? He says, let's see, what's easier, iScore or Game Changer? Because you could use both, right? Because of the Braves.
Yes, I found Game Changer being better.
Okay.
It's just so easy. The iScore, like, I did it a few times, but I just like Game Changer more. Like, it's just so easy. And then the moment you start playing, it starts to remember all the teams you played before. So every time you play them, their rosters are already in there. So you just select them by order, and it puts them on.
iScore will do that too. I mean, it'll keep track of games.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
teams.
I tell you this. I think it's honestly preference because I know when I never knew about iScore, right? I was a Game Changer guy doing the Little League for my son and stuff. And it was easy. And then it was like, oh man, iScore is a little different. It was like awkward for me. Now, I tell you, I could do iScore real easy and shit. I know that if I went back to Game Changer, I'd have a learning curve again, like of doing it. So I think it just becomes a preference.
Yeah.
But I do like the story, right? The storyline
Yes.
that it comes with the Game Changer. So I'm gonna have to look into the GoPro part of it. I didn't even know they did that. So.
I've done them both. I prefer iScore. It just seems like once you learn how to do there's 3 or 4 ways to do one thing, and that's what could cause an issue if someone's new. Like, well, I could do it this way, right? And you just get boggled down. But there's so much detail in there, like there's a game changer. Can you do? You can see what the hitter's done the bat before when he comes up.
Yeah, so you can do like spray chart,
Okay.
and it'll tell you where they've hit because you mark it. So
Yeah.
and it'll show you the chart. It also gives you like advanced metrics, like which hitters will take the most pitches during their at bats, what they average, all this crazy stuff, man.
This fool takes no pictures.
All right.
And you're like you'll go through mine and you'll see guys that take 2.4 pitches in at bat, and then you'll see guys that have 6.4, and it's just like this dude's walking almost all the time or working the count. I have one athlete that I think almost every single at bat he's done, it's a full count.
Wow.
And it's you know, when I was doing my little one-on-one training for my hitting coach, he was a college kid, and took a chance with him, and he started to convert me into okay. I took my old school way of hitting, and he started to put like what we look for now and these colleges look for now are quality at bats. How many pitches can you take per at bat? Work the counts. Your batting averages goes higher if you see 6 pitches or more. And sure enough, the moment I started working the count, my batting average started going higher. My on base percentage went higher, and it didn't make me any pickier. I just got a little more instead of just free swinging. Um,
He's trying to learn how to work the count.
Work the count. I'm trying to grasp that knowledge.
We got to get him to bunt too.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, you know what? Cody, you're gonna love this one. So we were in right, so like the final. If you win that game, we win the championship, right? I think it was that one. It was like the 8th inning. One guy gets on, right? And apparently everybody everybody in the mom knew this except for me, right? Like, hey, fucking bunt the fucking ball, right? And so I'm walking up, and Carlos goes, hey, what's up, Todd? He goes, hey, man, Carlos Ramon, hey, man, you should bunt the ball. And I was like, okay. I was like, are you sure though, man? I said, Pete was on first, and I was like, if Pete doesn't know to go, like, we might get doubled up here. And of course, you're thinking, okay, well, if you run like you're supposed to, I shouldn't. You're 100% right. If I run my the way I'm supposed to, I'm not gonna get doubled up. But there's a chance I'm just gonna jog it out. I talk him out of it, or talk him to talk me out of it, right? I said, in my head, I'm like, I'm trying to visualize. I'm gonna hit this in the gap. This is what I want. And here's the thing. I've been hitting the ball. We played a doubleheader, 9 innings. I've been hitting the fucking ball, right? I get my base hits. So there's no reason to believe that I wasn't gonna get another base hit, right? But if I don't get a base hit, then there's that talk when you walk in, because you were right there. There's a talk when you get to the dugout, and so I don't fucking bunt, and I think I hit a good shot to outfield. Of course, he just catches it, and fucking I gotta do my little walk of shame back to the dugout, and of course, hey man, you should bunt it. Okay, and then everybody starts to, like, as one guy said it, they all start to say, like, hey, you should bunt. Okay, you know what, motherfuckers, why don't you tell me before I walked up there? And so I told Pete, I said, hey Pete, I know no outs, first and second bunt. I got that. You don't got to tell me that. But anything else you think I need to know, like, you better fucking tell me, because I'm an aggressive. You better not take the chance of me thinking that I'm gonna do it. I said, I'm sure. I told him, I said, Cody would fucking tell me, yeah, you should have fucking bunted.
Well, if you're not comfortable with it, then I say don't do it.
It
At
wasn't-
least try once, maybe.
But it wasn't that I wasn't comfortable. It was I was confident in my hitting.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so my thing is that had I got a bit on base, nobody says anything. Yeah, nobody says anything, right? But if I bunt, I get out. Well, hey, that was the right move, but you got out. Whatever, you moved them over.
Yeah.
Then it's fine.
Right,
I mean,
at that
it.
point, it's
I did my
not
job.
about you
Correct.
getting on.
No, correct.
It's about getting a guy in scoring position.
And again, my thing was I was
Because
hitting
that's
the ball.
an important run.
It is,
Yeah.
because I think we were like up by 1 or 2, so it was trying to continue to get more runs. It wasn't the selfishness that I didn't want to lay the bunt. It was just, for me, it was like, hey, I feel that I can do more damage if I hit the ball, right? didn't work out for me, of course. And I took it like a champ. I'm like, dude, all right, everybody's talking this shit.
Yeah.
Got nothing I can do, man. I didn't get on base, you know.
No station to station talk today.
Yeah.
You know, one quick thing about the iScore. I like how, and then we'll get back to this game. I like how you can it'll do a paper book for you, right? If you kind of want to see the flow of the game, you just hit on the scorecard, and it has everything on there. You can just follow the game along, and
Yeah.
I don't think that Game Changer does that.
It does not.
That's what I love about iScore, right? It's like, okay, I see the game is over, but I want to see this, and I don't want to scroll through the innings. Boom, scorecard, and it's all right there. It's
Yeah.
almost like someone has did
Correct.
a paper book.
A digital book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That, but it's a paper book. It has the little boxes and everything,
Yeah.
but it's it's a lot better handwriting than what I would do.
Yeah. And
But that's what I like about it.
yeah. And I think so. I like that, but I also like the game changer, or the story. Right? You got a little. Like a professional writer wrote this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of cool when you kind of post it. So I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to visit Game Changer again to kind of look at it and see how it kind of matches up with the GoPro. You know how that
Yeah.
goes. So I think that's kind of cool. I'm glad we talked about that.
So this last game, the Marlins and the Redbirds, we're thinking it's going to be a good game. Which, what did they say? It was until it wasn't.
Yeah, it was until it wasn't.
But they put themselves in a corner because they had to play Friday and then they had to play Saturday.
Yeah.
And who pitched for you guys
Coulter.
on Sunday?
Yeah. No.
Okay,
No.
so there you go.
And it was fun. It was fun. Again, it goes back to playing in multiple teams, right?
Yeah.
So if you got a pitcher, players can play multiple games, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I always talk shit about pitchers. I'm like, because, athletes, we got to play every day. We got to hit. We got to run. We got to field, right? But I'm just fucking when I say that. Pitchers are athletes too, for the most part, in the little world. But you can't go double games, right? So you got if the weekend comes up, you got to pick a game. And there was some talk about like, hey, he chose the Cyclones game against the Yard Goats, which the Yardbirds are. Yardbirds, the Redbirds are a good team, but they're not the Yard Goats, and and I know Coulter. Coulter's a fucking athlete, bro. Like this dude will pitch 8 innings and you put him at short, and he's still diving, making plays. He's hitting the fucking ball, home runs, or doubles or something with even 8 innings pitched. Like he's still can give you that 110%. So, he's gonna say, "Hey, I want the Yard Goats. Like I want that W." And you played them. They're not an easy W. Like you gotta play your game right. And it was a good game. Until we had that, I think, that pivotal error. Like, I'm not going to blame it on that, right? Because we had opportunity to hit and get on. But that one error with 2 outs just made it go. And then now you gave, even though 2 to 3 runs is not a lot against a hard team like that, 2 or 3 runs is a lot. Is a lot. So we ended up losing that. But there was some talk of like, oh, he went over there when he could have pitched over here. Yeah, it happens, man.
So, yeah, he didn't pitch, and they lost 12-2.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, so I stopped in that game because it was on my way home after leaving Northland. So I saw most of it, and it was close. It was close in the first couple innings, but there was some base running miscues by the Marlins, and they just never recovered from that. They had 2 guys on with no outs, and then someone gets caught in the pickle from third to home. There's an out, and then the runner tries to get to third, and then there's another out. So now all of a sudden you got 2 outs with nobody on.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a momentum changer, and they just never recovered from it. There was a couple home runs though, and that never helps. Cole Herring and Jeremy Simone.
Cole Herring, yeah. Cameron says the Redbirds reliever was throwing gas. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was.
He's that tall, lanky dude, isn't he?
Yeah, he was throwing smoke.
Oh, dude, I seen that dude. He can chunk it.
Yeah, it was getting there quick.
I'm like, who the hell is this guy? I've never seen him before. Why is he not on the Cyclones on Sunday?
Nathan Alexander.
Is that his name?
Yeah,
Nathan?
because it must be because Zach started.
Yeah, Zach's a good pitcher, man.
So that is it for Saturday. We can go to Sunday since you already talked about a little bit of it.
I don't know how much I want to talk about that Sunday game.
Okay, then we won't start off with it. Bobcats won. They beat the Naturals 4-0. Is that right?
Bobcats what?
Is that their first win?
Bobcats?
It is their first win.
Is it? Wow.
Good for them.
But
So they beat the Naturals.
and that's a team that I have, teammates on. JR plays on that team. And it's hey, we play on Saturday, but then on Sunday we're opponents.
No home runs.
Just like us this Sunday, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Then it's you guys 9-6. So close till it wasn't, huh?
Yeah, I mean, shit. You give up. I think what is it? Seven RBIs to fucking Josh.
Yeah, 2 bombs with 7 RBIs. Boy, I think Josh beat the Cyclones.
Yeah.
Fucking did, dude. No, dude.
7-6.
Dude, it was funny because like I said, Coulter's a dope fucking pitcher, right? But at the end of the day, we're all athletes, right? We're all gonna make adjustments. And I was in the dugout, and he told Booth, "Hey man, I'm not gonna but whatever he hit over, you're not gonna see it again. I think it was a slider or something, right? You're not gonna see that again. You're not gonna see that pitch again." And in my mind, and it was kind of like a foreshadowing thing. I was like, I'm pretty sure he could hit more than one fucking pitch over the fucking fence, right? So the next fucking at bat, boom, fucking hits that grand slam. And so I was like, yeah, see, it's not just that one pitch, it's other pitches, So he's not a one pitch, one type of pitch hitter. So, but Josh is like, I've seen him, kind of develop himself as a hitter, right? Like he was a good hitter, like very good contact hitter. He'd walk a lot, but I've seen him become aggressive, and that's what I'm kind of say about players that athletes like that like can hit the ball. Like if you have that confidence to hit, if it's the first pitch or the 10th pitch, if you see that ball where you need to see it and you hit it and you get your base hit, you hit your home run or whatever, it's that confidence that you need to have as a player, like that you can hit the ball. That is just a little soft toss. So he's definitely become a dope ass player.
Well, 7 RBIs is enough to beat you guys with 6 runs.
No shit.
So I guess they had insurance after that.
No, they did, man. And those last couple runs came after an error, and that just kind of cost us some stuff. And
so X had him on.
He did, man.
Yep.
It was beautiful.
And Cody LeCompte had him on too.
Yeah, Cody and X. X was a nice. I still got to post X's home run, but it was a nice shot, man. I mean, he just he got it. And what was kind of messed up, man, was like, how you kind of gauge the outfielder, like based on how he moves. It just like when I hit my shot, when I hit a part of the outfield, if I see him looking up and he's just kind of like dancing around, I'm like, all right, I hit it to him. It's right there. Hits this ball. Outfielder's tracking it, left field's tracking it. So I'm like, oh, dude, the way it looks like it's gonna do this. The problem is he ran out of room.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the fucking wall.
Yeah,
Luckily,
so I saw that play.
Yeah,
and I was wondering what was happening because of that, the way you said, I saw him tracking it down, and then all of a sudden I saw Xavier rounding the bases. I was like, what happened? I thought he caught the ball. Like,
yeah. It was crazy because he just hit the fence, and what happened was, which I thought was kind of fucked up, because that was Rigoberto. He plays with us on the Pirates, and I told Rigo, I said, hey man. I was like, when I saw you hit the fucking fence, I'm like, dude, I guess center fielder doesn't like you because he didn't fucking tell you.
No warning.
No warning, bro.
It's gone. It's just leaving.
Fuck it. Go ahead, hit the fence.
Yeah.
Fuck it. You go.
But I don't know. And I'm an outfielder, right? So you can hear stuff, but when you have that ball in sight and you are just honed in, like you're gonna track regardless.
So you think
right?
you think the center fielder might have said something?
He could have. He could have. But in his defense, I think he's just tracking it. Like, I got to beat on this. If this fence is not here, I know I can catch this ball.
Oh, 100%.
Right. So that's what you're thinking. Like, I can catch this ball. It's not beyond me, but it's beyond the fence.
Yes.
And then that's the problem.
No, and that's what exactly happened, because I think because that left center kind of comes in a little bit, and it made it like rounded out or been pushed out a little bit. Yes, he would have caught it. He just ran out of room. He had it tracked. And but congratulations to X and hitting that home run. It was
Well,
second-
maybe the center fielder thought that Rigo knew something he didn't know. Like maybe he's just like, oh, okay, he's gonna get it.
He's gonna
I don't
get
know.
you, man.
somehow he's gonna get to this.
Maybe there's a hole in the fence and boom.
It was messed up, but Rigo was all right. They said he kind of blacked out a little bit, but I talked to him later. I'm like, "You all right?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good, man." He's like, and he was falling forward. That was the other crazy thing is he's falling forward. Cause like you kind of like, all right, I need to start to kind of like lean forward to try to dive for this, and just it sucked. Luckily, nobody got hurt.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a story of one of. I have a good memory of y'all played at Anderson, right?
Oh yeah,
So the lighting.
we still play there.
So the lighting, y'all know the
Yes,
the
yes.
history of the lighting, right? So I'm not gonna say any names here, but I'm playing left, and we're going up against Carlos Ramon. All right.
Yeah.
So Carlos hits
Not gonna say any names.
Carlos hits a gap shot to right center. This whole night, if you got the ball in the outfield, like the outfielders were just toast. Like it was good luck. Hopefully somebody saw it.
Yeah.
So he hits the gap shot to right center, and I start yelling back from left field where my center fielder just takes off running in the most opposite direction in full speed, bro. And watching that live and seeing the ball go completely the other way, it was just amazing.
You never
Funny,
forget that,
Never.
right?
I'm
You
never
never
going to
f- yeah.
forget it because no matter what I said, like he was never going to get close to the ball anymore, bro. Like it was just one of those things where it was like, back. The right fielder saw, and he took off tracking, but the center fielder was just like, boom, the other way, bro. I was like, whoa.
What's
What
he
are you
looking at?
looking at? Is that a bird? Like what are you?
It was kind of foggy, and I went like this, and then this motherfucker went down, and I'm like, what? And I mean, I don't expect him to necessarily track it, but we all kind of talked to each other, said, hey, if you see it, point at it, right?
Yeah.
And try to help. I don't have that natural instinct to point up. I figured, hey, if I see it, you see it. But that day, that night, it's kind of hard. And I just remember going like this, and I remember the motherfucker going the other way. I was like, it looked funny. I'm like, what the hell are you looking at, dude? So I get what you're saying, man. I get what you're saying,
So you guys out hit the yard goats
We
by
did.
4.
dude. Yeah.
That's how you know there was some bombs.
No, and like you said, Josh beat us because
Yeah.
at one point we looked at the stats and we're like 11 hits to their like
No,
3 or
it's
4 hits.
14 to 10.
14. Yeah, 14 to what?
You have 14 hits. They had 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at one point we had
Oh, okay.
11 hits and then
Yeah.
they had like 3 or 4 hits,
Yeah.
and it was like, how how is it this close? Well,
Yeah.
fucking Josh, Well,
And then the Aces beat Coastal.
stealth.
Whoever. Who?
Stealth.
That was us.
Oh, that was you guys? Oh, so
Yeah.
we can talk about that game.
We got our ass beat.
Who score?
That's
Sure.
simple.
I got 9-2. Does that sound right?
Sounds about right.
Let's see. So they threw 2 guys, 8 strikeouts, 4 hits, huh?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's tough to win a ball game with 4 hits.
it is, especially when the other team has 13. But it looks like you guys scored first. God, I'm looking at the box score, so I don't really have.
Yeah, it was.
Actually, you scored the first 2 innings, so
Yeah.
you were up 2-0 going into the third. That's what I see.
So then you go in there thinking you have a game plan going. I
Yeah.
think I was talking to Mondo about this a little bit earlier. So my starter, and you always think, all right, your starter's gonna go in there and you're hoping for at least 5, right?
Yeah.
2.5 hour game, 5 innings is
Yeah.
great.
Heck yeah.
Well, I get an inning and a half because he splits his finger. So then from there, it just changes everything. And then you thinking, okay, I'm going to put somebody else in here and it's going to control everything. And it's just little hits,
Yeah.
C&I little hits. And I mean, it's at the end of the day, it adds up to 9-2. And
Yeah,
you
and
get your
13
ass beat.
hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how their pitchers were they on their game?
Man, we just every time we had somebody on base, they were pretty much every inning we would have 1 or 2 runners on base and just would not capitalize
Yeah.
at all. We
Well-
get our walks in there and nothing.
Yeah, I see they gave up only 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks.
Then they had a few errors, but couldn't capitalize on that.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to, right? Like, I always hear teams, oh man, they beat us because of errors, and I'm like, and in this men's league, right? So the chances are that there's errors on both sides, right? Like,
Yeah.
we committed errors too. You just may have not capitalized on it, or as much as we capitalized on your errors. So, I think sometimes when people say that, if I'm in part of that game, I kind of correct them. I'm like, yeah, there was errors. Yeah, we did, right? But so did we. It just you didn't capitalize as much as we did on those errors.
Some errors you can forget, and some you can't.
What are we talking about, Sunday?
No, just in general.
Okay.
I'm not hitting on a certain instance.
I feel like you take a shot to Cody.
Negative. You had an error?
I think it was
I-
that
I
great
think you,
stare
no.
down
I
at
think you
the
just
end.
exposed yourself, if anything.
I'm just saying it was a reenactment, and anybody who looks anything close to the real person is just coincidence. Okay.
What's up, Kenny?
So it was an interesting day. Let's just say. Hey, what was funny was so Cheo was pitching. We were hitting him. Either you chalk it up to two things: either we're seeing him very well, or he's not doing his thing that day, right? However you want to spin that story, right? And then Raul comes in and pitches, and Raul's a good, Raul kind of shut us down. I mean, we weren't getting as many hits. It was high and outside, and I just poke it. I just reach for it. I poke it, dude. This fucking ball goes up over first, and then it drops, and then it just kind of fades out, but lands fair. I get a double out of it. The funny thing was, him and the catcher were like, the catcher was like, no fucking, like, as soon as I hit it, he goes, no fucking way.
Hey, it happened.
Dude, it happens, bro. And this is a thing, like, I don't know if you guys had it happen, but sometimes some of my better days of, okay, on paper, like 2 for 3, 3 for 4, are off of weak hits. They're not the fucking shots, because the shots always, for me anyways, end up as outs. Like, I'm hitting it to somebody, shot, but they're outs. But these little stupid ones that I'm not proud of, but at the end of the day, it looks like I got, whether you want to call it a single, you want to call it a double, whatever you want to call it, it's still a hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And nobody's going to remember what that hit was other than that video. And so you're like, all right, cool, I walked away. But for some reason, I can't square up Raul. Like, I don't think I've ever got a good, like, solid hit off him. It's always been, like, he has me down 2 strikes, and I'm able to scroll one away and get on it, and he just goes, man, god damn it, motherfucker. Like, but it's fun,
That
right?
seems to
That's,
happen to him.
but that's the fun part. Like,
Yeah.
we're teammates, and then we're opponents, so it's cool. Anything else we got, Cody? Let's see what we got in HHL.
I'll go through 365 real quick.
Okay.
Vipers, Vaqueros, I have no idea, no score. Hitmen beat the Drillers 14-5. Lumberjacks beat the Gladiators 14-9. And we shout out home runs, and I see 2 here. I wish I knew how they were home runs, but nevertheless, home run, Chris Henson and Nathaniel Salinas. So,
Cool.
clearing the fence, I don't know. Is that Spring Spirit?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. But maybe we can get video of that if it did.
Yeah, the other thing I want to throw out there is, like, speaking of the GoPro, and like a lot of teams are getting GoPros, but I'm gonna put some more information out maybe this week or next week. But Stadium Cast is offering to expand more leagues, right? Not just HBA. Try to get other leagues to buy into the service, right? It helps obviously if you're already at. Obviously, most other leagues are not gonna play at HBA, but I mean Memorial. But if you're at what do you call that field? Northern Christian Field. They got a fixed camera there, so then if you had games there, that could be, you can kind of do a service on it. But the other thing that they have is like 365. I think Xavier does he still put the camera up?
He was, but I think they were having some issues with it. I haven't seen it lately.
Okay, because they're able to add, be able to. They got a little setup where you can put your phone and set it up, and now you're recording live, but it's also getting stored on their cloud, and then you can watch.
Yeah, like a mobile device.
Yeah,
Setup. Yeah.
Setup. So I'm gonna be putting out some information on that. That way, if some of these other leagues want to jump on that platform, they can. Of course, like you said, you do yours on Facebook. I mean, when I do go do somebody's, I do mine on Facebook too. But it's also kind of cool to have it on another platform, especially what I like. And I want to try the Game Changer thing. But what's good about the Stadium Cast is if you've seen it, they have the score and the innings and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. You're able to kind of keep up with the game. Like, hey, I remember in the 5th inning this happened. Now, of course, that's coach participation, right? Because you'll see some games where they don't do it, but the coaches are supposed to keep up with the score.
Yeah.
And I got a pass from Cody because Cody said, "Hey man, why you keep taking out your fucking phone?" Was because I'm trying to keep up with the outs and the innings and stuff. There's a way to keep up with balls and strikes, but man, I mean, when you're playing the game, you can't be like, "Hey, that's a ball, that's a strike." I mean, it just. But I try to keep up with the outs, and then when the innings change and the score, obviously. But man, it just when I cut my videos up for the hits and home runs, man, it looks so beautiful because you got the inning, you know what inning it was. You know how many outs or strikes or balls and what teams are playing, and it just really looks like a really nice setup. So I'm gonna be putting some information, see what happens, and see if anybody in the leagues want to jump in on it. So see what happens.
Cool. So these last two games, the Aztecas remain undefeated, beating the Gamblers 18-4. Something interesting on that game, right? So the Gamblers, they were facing the run rule for the game to be over, right? They had to score 2 runs to keep the game going. They do that, right? Paul comes up. He's got 2 guys in scoring position. It's 2 outs. He needs a single, and we extend the game. He got that. They scored 2 runs. Hey, we can keep playing. Well, they didn't want to keep playing. They called the game anyway. So
The team did.
the team did, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, if it was unanimous,
Unanimous, like what? Like that?
like everybody on that team, maybe. But hey, well, everybody's paid to be here. I think just because if you're losing, maybe you should still finish the game, right?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not a big fan of
Giving
throwing
up?
in the towel early.
Yeah, I
yeah.
figured you were gonna say that, but that's what it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you think about it, like, hey, we're guaranteed another inning.
Yeah.
If we can chip into this lead, okay, maybe it doesn't look as bad, right?
Yeah.
Or at that point, okay, this game's out of hand, right? I get you want to wash it away, but you can still go out there and win your battles, right? Hey, if I get a ball, I'm going to make my play,
Yeah.
all right? And I'm going to get more, or I'm going to take advantage of another at bat that I wouldn't have normally got. I don't know. That's the way I look at it.
No,
Or you can look at it like, okay, well, this team, I don't want this team to score any more runs. I'm upset that they're winning by such a huge margin that we're just done with this.
I'll tell you this.
Like more spite than anything else.
Which I never thought about, but that's a very good point. It could be out of spite. I think for me, I'm with you. Like, I'm always gonna want to fight and win. I like playing good teams. I like to be on good teams, but I also like playing against good teams, right? But I've had my moments of, let's say, weakness where I've been on that fucking losing side. I'm just like, hey, bro, just call it. Like, I'm fucking done. Like, it's a hot day.
I'm done with this. Yeah.
I'm done with this. It doesn't happen a lot. I don't do it all the time. But I've had those moments where it's like, dude, like this, we're gonna ass kick.
Yeah.
It's hot. Like, it's hot. Like, I'm done with it. Like, it's just not going for us. Let's just end it and let's go enjoy our Saturday or Sunday or whatever.
The weather was nice. It felt really good.
Did it?
It was Sunday late afternoon at Spring Spirit. And how often do you get to play there?
No, that's a good point.
Yeah. So, and I can say that because I've been on both sides of that coin, where it's like, okay, this game is just way out of hand. But you know what? I'm coming up next.
I think that's what always happens.
Right?
It's if you're a bet is coming up, like, hey, hold on. Let's not throw in the towel. Okay, after I get in the bet, okay, let's throw in the towel. But
And oddly enough, I was up next, but whatever. But I'm talking about being on the losing side of that. It's
no,
like,
100%. If you,
yeah.
even
If you
when
have
you're
a chance to bat, you kind of, hey, I paid to be here.
and that's what I'm saying. Like I've been on on that losing side, and I'm like, I've already batted. I'm like, hey, bro, like we're batting 14 guys. Like, you know what? It's gonna be like 7 more innings before I go bat again. I'm good. And that's a selfish reason. Go ahead.
And you see, and so the perspective on that is like we paid to play, right?
Yeah.
So then, like for Stealth, the games like this past weekend, the weekend before, where when it comes to these guys, I cover everything. I make sure they just show up to play baseball. So I have to pay the umpires, do everything I got to do on the other side so they can just play ball. And then I have to sit there and watch the ass whipping just happen.
Yeah.
So then you start seeing the body language of your players. And then you start to wonder, like, where the hell's the fight? Like, fight back. Like, you still have time.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm hearing you talk about the perspective of, like, I paid here, so let's finish this shit.
Yeah. Let me get as much playing time as I can.
And it's like, that's the mindset has to be the same way as on this side. Like, hey, if you're going to show up to play, whether it's 12-4 or 12-0, if you still have that chance and you still have that little bit of time, jump on it. Because, baseball's a crazy sport. And just because you're getting your ass beat for the first 5 innings, like, it doesn't mean it's going to happen for the next. I've seen the Astros come back from 11 down. There was a game against the Gamblers where I think we were down 8 or 9-0 and we scored 11 in that bottom of 1 inning. So, baseball's crazy. And
Yeah, I agree.
it's a awesome way to play. That's why I love playing too, man, because every team can lose on any day.
Yeah, no, we've said that a lot because you look at a matchup and it's like any given day, some team can beat another team. It's never guaranteed. And I agree with you, man, about what you're saying. Like, hey, there's still a fight. No, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I've admitted that I've had my moments. They're not all the time because I do have that fight in me. But I've had my moments where I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let's just call it a fucking game. Very rarely, but it's happened. But there was, and Cody, remember, who was it? I don't remember. Cody probably remember who we did it against, but we went into the last inning, time limit, this is the last 3 outs. And we scored 9 fucking runs to walk off to win the game. You know what I mean? And what's crazy is, what's his name? Lamb. Lamb.
Oh yeah.
Lamb is you've probably seen him. He's an Asian guy. He plays in the 365, but he sits and he watches games, and I'll see him on Sundays. Like, hey man, what's up? And I didn't know him.
Over at Mall.
At Mall, remember Ashford? Yeah. And he goes, hey, let's go, Sanchez. It was a different game, right? He goes, hey, let's go, Sanchez. I've seen you guys pull 9 runs in last inning, and I just kind of went like, dude, you remember that? Like, that was like I think the season before. I'm like, you remember that? And like, it was cool.
Yeah.
Like, it made me feel like a big leaguer, right? Even though I'm not, but it like, hey, you got a fan, you got like somebody who remembers your game, that scene was happening. So it's kind of cool, and I do agree with you. Like, one bad inning in the beginning doesn't mean it can't happen to the other team on the other, But like I said, I've had my weaknesses, but I definitely feel like, hey, the right thing is to fight it out.
Yeah.
But even if like, there's just no way you're coming back, right? And that's, let's be realistic, right? It's probably going to be the case. Maybe not in this game, but certainly others. You cannot recreate the experience of playing in a game. You go hit all you want in D-bat or whatever, but it's nothing like being in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
And I don't think losing or winning, you should take any of that experience for granted. I think if you have the opportunity to get it, you should get it in if you want to keep playing this game.
Yeah. It's real game.
It's valuable experience. In
Exactly,
my
valuable.
opinion.
Because like when we go to D-bet, we'll one of our like third or fourth what would you call them, sessions or
Rounds.
rounds.
Yeah.
The last round would be live pitching. And that's when we get into counts. Like, okay, you're actually going up there and you're getting 3 at bats. Whether you swing at the first 3 pitches and get 3 outs or 3 singles, then the next guy. But you're out there and you're like, all right, hey, was that a ball? That's a ball. Okay, that's a strike. Okay, now I'm on 2-2. So you can prepare physically, right, and mentally, because now you're like, hey, I'm gonna, I'm gonna full count. What do I got? I gotta get a base hit. Let me battle, right? Because sometimes when you get caught up in just throwing, you're not putting a mental game part of it too there, I mean, I'm trying to if people, like Cody's been playing with me for a while, so he knows like my tendencies, and like on Saturday, I think it was Johnny Cruz is like, hey bro, you just want me some money. I go, how's that? He goes, I told him you're gonna swing at the first fucking pitch. Now I got a base hit, right? But he fucking knew, right, my tendencies. And it's all good because it was a base hit, so I got not a big deal. But it's just funny, right? I've tried to get better about recognize the situation, and how I get better is through my teammates, right? People who have more experience than me, like, hey, stupid, like I've gotten better on 3-0. Like I pretended like I'm a swing, I don't swing. But I've it's the later game that I gotta have to kind of control a little bit, right? Because what happens for me is like I feel like, I've had a very successful game, so thus far, why shouldn't I swing at a pitch that I like? Even if it's the first or second pitch that I like, why shouldn't I swing at it? I have had success through the game. But if it's the 9th inning and you're trying to get the people on base, you have to work the count. Yeah. You're basically you're kind of going towards, hey, if I get a walk, that's good. That's all that matters, right? Because, hitting the ball, you may not get what you want, and so it makes it tough. I'm trying to work on that. But I think, those are the experiences that you bring on, even when you get your ass whooped. Like, I've said this a ton of times on here. Why can't I bunt when we're winning 20-0, right? Baseball says you're gonna get you're gonna either get a hit in the head, you're gonna get thrown at, or your buddy's gonna get thrown at, right? But in my mind, I'm like, dude, I'm winning 20-0. I'm gonna put the fucking bunt because I normally don't fucking bunt. I might even bunt at 2 strikes just to see what the fuck happens, just to see if I have the fucking control to fucking get on base with 2 strikes. Because normally, what do you see? 2 strikes, everybody backs off. Rarely do you see I can't remember the last time I've seen somebody on 2 strikes go, fuck it, I'm so confident in this bunt that I'm gonna put it down, and it's gonna be fair.
Pitchers will do that a lot.
Well, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
They're just going out like it's like a guy getting knocked out, and you're just trying to swing up.
Yeah.
So, but
I won. Actually, that's why we have the show, so you can explain why you're bunting when you're up 20-0. So that's a perk of the show.
It is.
You can explain yourself and maybe not get one to the dome.
Yes, and I also want to spread that knowledge. I want it to catch on, bro. I want it to catch on because it's not a disrespect, right? It's the same thing. Like, I'm gonna steal, right? And not me, right? Let's just say somebody who doesn't steal, not me, because I steal, but people who don't steal. Hey, man, 20-0, fucking go. If you get caught stealing, who gives a shit? We're winning 20-0, right? But they're looking at it as a disrespect. Like, hey, bro, don't do that. But the other side, I think you brought it up before, like, well, if I bunt with 2 strikes, I'm going to give you, if I foul it, I'm going to give you an out. If I don't normally steal and I'm stealing second and I get caught, I give you the out. I'm shortening up the inning. But that's not the way baseball looks at it. Baseball like, hey, dick, you're rubbing it in our face. Don't do that. I know for me, it was only that normally I'm like, hey, 10-0, keep fucking going. But we were up like 15 or 18 or something. Dude, it's like...
We promise not to talk about that.
Oh, yeah. That's not bad. Let's go, guys. Fucking let's go. Next thing. It's true. You did say that. I also, dude, somehow get sucked into talking about it. Forget about it.
So, you speak about knowing player tendencies, right? You won somebody some money. I once won myself dinner with Tony. Tony and I bet after... it was Dane. Dane struck out, and I told him, hey, I bet you dinner he throws his bat. He's like, no, he's not going to throw it. So he strikes out. He's got his bat in his hand, and I'm like, oh, he's going to do it. He's moving around, and he doesn't do it, but he waits so long, and finally threw his bat up against the fence. Bam, dinner.
Oh, man. But
it was great, because he's like, no, and I'm like, he's going to do it. Finally, he threw it.
Do you have any people that throw equipment? Or you almost seem like you don't allow that. I feel like you do.
I honestly don't. I keep these dudes to a really high standard. And then when it comes to playing like that, like I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of Brady in my head, and when it comes to me playing somebody, you got a job to do, and that's your job is to play defense. And if my team isn't willing to play defense, I expect you to beat the shit out of us. And if not, we're gonna do that on the other end too. So
Good.
I teach, like, I really preach, do not stop. I mean, of
Good.
course I know the unwritten rules, but other than that, these dudes have full go
Good.
at all times.
All right, man. He's catching on, Cody.
There it is.
We're gonna change it. We're gonna change his mentality.
Derek's beat the Diablos 20-0. Who knows what happened because there's no stats. And that is HBA.
HBA, man.
Well, 30 and up. So Monday were their games? No, I mean yesterday. No, of course not. You do 40 and up? That's like 40. The Hurricanes,
I
right?
do.
Maybe we can get into that because, we play in 30 and up, and sometimes we just cover the things that we normally do, just because we don't know what's going on in the other leagues. But the stats are getting better. I can click on a game, and sometimes at least one of the teams has their stats up. But we'll go back to Wednesday on the 30 and up. The Pelicans beat up on the Diablos 19-5, and JS Texas beat the Thunder 7-3.
Wow. Yeah, I heard they have a good team, man.
Yeah,
Did you
and I think that was we even got a home run.
on JS Texas?
Yeah.
Poppy chicken?
No. He did get a couple hits though. Fraylin Paez,
Mm.
if I'm saying that right. Yeah. So they must have a good team. Friday, Goodfellas lost to the Sultanes. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We keep losing by 2 runs.
Yeah, it was close, but not close.
We started out strong. We're on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah, we started out strong, but it goes back to what we said earlier, right? Any given Saturday, like, the Sultanes played Thunder, close game. We played Thunder, we beat them, no problem. It wasn't even, it was a good game. I'm not saying we whooped their ass, but we won, right? So, but then the Sultanes beat us. So then it's like, well, JS Texas beat this team. It's like, so it's one of those things where like wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. But that's why I say, any day anybody can beat anybody. You shouldn't sleep on anybody. You shouldn't say.
And these are close games. The Panthers beat the Diablos by 1 run, 9-10, or 10-9. So I mean, yeah, we know that. It's anybody's, especially when everybody makes the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's anybody's season, right?
It is anybody's season.
No games yesterday, and then we got 2 games Wednesday and Friday. So we'll see what happens. Let's see what 40 and up has to do. When did you guys play? Oh, you guys play. Are you supposed to play today?
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing the jersey.
Oh.
Doing a little shout out.
Well, it says postponed.
Yeah.
It's still wet, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it rained quite a bit. Last Thursday, you guys beat the Storm. You stormed all over them, 16-2. And then the Angels. Seems like that's y'all's competition, right?
It's the Angels.
Yeah, they beat the Panthers 12-8.
Even though Storm, man, that's the team that's got McGrady.
Oh, okay.
He didn't show up last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, they lost to the Panthers also last Tuesday.
And that's
Oh, and you guys lost to the Angels 4-2.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Oh. So, who does the stats there? Is it
I
Misha?
honestly don't know. I know Misha does his own thing.
He'll do like just a regular book?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he like keeps his own stats for us. But yeah, that was a horrible game.
It happens, man. When we were talking about the game earlier, I mean, just it does suck, and it's just one of the ones where you have to just bounce back, man, and just learn from it. And like, hey, man, that ain't gonna happen again. But those are definitely, it's a mental game, man. There's probably something you're thinking about, and it just didn't allow you to focus.
So 35 and up last Sunday. You guys beat the Astros 6-2. Cyclones beat the Marauders 9-8. So close for the Marauders.
Is it even? There's nobody even on that team that was with us, right?
Oh, it was a doubleheader. The Cyclones played the Marauders twice. So the first game they won 18-2.
Gosh.
It's like football scores, huh?
Yeah. Let's see if there's any stats in this one.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
There's Marauder stats, but I imagine Dean he does his paper book.
He does.
That's what he's gonna do.
I think electronics is where it's at, man. I mean, it's instant feedback. I mean, it's just so much. You get so much out of it. You know,
Yeah.
just to me, just the spray chart alone is just like, dude, I know you hit. I know where you hit.
And if you want the paper book,
Yeah,
just
put
print.
it. Yeah,
print it, and there it is.
that's it, dude. I mean, I really do like it.
How about some standings? 5-0 Hurricanes. Should have
No
known.
surprise there,
Yeah.
right? No surprise there.
So the Cyclones, they're 4-2. So we play with Dean on some tournament teams.
Yep.
Helped him out here and there. He's doing pretty good, huh? He's doing decent at 35. He seems like he's always right under you guys.
Yeah, the Cyclones are pretty much the team. Even though the Astros, they should be good. I don't know what the record is.
They're 2-4. So I
Right.
mean, I know we're not in this by much, but you guys are 5-0. Cyclones are 4-2. Expos are 3-2.
Offensively, the Cyclones hit a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Marauders are 0-6. What were you asking me? Oh, the roster?
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying they're not even the same, you know.
No, it's still Joe's team. Joe's there.
Is he cool?
Yeah.
To play
But-
at Meyer Park and stuff.
But I don't recognize. Oh, Tim's on there. Timothy.
The Marauders.
Yeah. 40. We already covered 40, didn't we? Yes. Well, I'll look at the standings. Do you ever go through here and look at this stuff?
On Sports Engine.
Yeah, that's what I'm on.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. I try to look at the.
But iScore will upload to Sports Engine. I'm sure. Does Game Changer, will that do that?
No.
That's another reason I like iScore. All you gotta do is import or upload, and it'll shoot it right up in here. So you guys are 9
I think
and 1.
he invests in
What?
Sports Engine and high score.
I went in on the
to be
IPO.
honest with you, on that thing, the only thing that I pay attention to is the run differential.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The moment we set a standard,
165.
like in my head, we try to beat it. I think right now it's like 165 to
Yeah.
like 30 or something like that.
That's funny. God damn, that's like
I mean,
I
that's
think last season we
that's
only
twice
allowed-
as much as the second place team.
I think last
They haven't even
season
broke
in our-
100.
I can't remember. It was our 35 or 40. We only allowed like 18 or 20 runs all season.
Wow.
And that's because half of those came in that last game. We had them at 8 the whole year. Like, it was a crazy run differential. But like I tell you, that recruiting office, that man's on point.
Yeah, no, dude. I've seen the players that he has on that team, and I mean, those are all OGs, man.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm looking, I'm like, dude, it's almost like the Aztecas on the, you know, you saw them. Like, you play with a lot of those dudes. I mean, you
Yeah.
play with the Gamblers with them, the Hurricanes with them. I look around and those are all OGs, man. I mean, those are fools that have been playing around and around the league and can ball. I mean, you know, Johnny Cruz, Jimmy, fucking Misha, you know, Poppy Chicken, Pedro, you know, little Pedro, you know, and just, you know, just dudes that can fucking ball, man.
Yeah.
They can hit, they can play the field. I mean, it's fucking cool.
I'm going to shout out the Open Division because we had some guys from the Roughnecks help us out on Saturday.
Oh, is that what
Because
someone's...
Ballard's on that team too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had a couple guys fill in, and they played well. So the Roughnecks are 5-2. They're in first, and that's who they're from. The A's are 3-1. Bears, hey, the Bears are 4-2. Desperados 3-3. The Outcasts really are the Outcasts at 0-7.
Yeah.
Seems fitting, huh?
Derek Cotton says, "Hey man, HHL standings 30 plus is crazy."
Yeah. It just seems like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Is it pretty even?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you just
Let me go.
like you just don't know. I mean, the only
So
the only guaranteed game is, I don't want to say the team, but you'll see from the standings is
So there's 8 teams. So the Panthers are 4-1, tied with JS Texas 4-1. Thunder's 4-2. Pelicans 4-2. Sultanas 3-2. Goodfellas 2-4. Diablos 1-5.
yeah, we gave
They
them the
seem
one.
better than that, yeah.
I know.
Armadillos are 0-5.
Yeah.
Yeah, what in the world? And then there's 2 ties. JS Texas and the Sultanas tied.
How good is that league?
So
It's good.
Yeah.
Texas
I think-
Thunder, they have the most runs, 67, but they're in 3rd place.
I think to me, you know, like the Hurricanes at 30 plus is the Thunder. You know, they got a good team. You know, they've already won, I forget how many championships in that league, in that division. Carlos puts together a good team. Carlos Ramon, and you know, that's the team that I want to beat. That's the team I want to beat. You know, whenever we face them, it's like, heck yeah, it's going to be a good game.
You got to beat them when it counts. Because we beat them in the regular season, but not when it counted.
Not in the playoffs, right? Because I mean,
Yeah.
you could beat them all day long in the regular season, but it's the playoffs is where you need to beat them. Yeah, postseason, exactly. So
Winning. It's everything.
it is, dude. It is. But you know, the other thing too is, to me, is having winning and having fun,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, in the Pirates, the Saturday team, you know, Ballard runs that team, Gordon Ballard, and not 'cause I'm just a player now, you know, but I like the team that we have put together there because we got some damn good players, but we all get along, we all joke around, we're out there talking shit. You know, fucking Poppy Chicken was talking shit to Dre. He hit 2 home runs. I'm at second base, right? I'm listening to these fools. I can hear them talking. He's like, "Hey man, how old are you?" It's like, "Oh, I'm like 20, whatever, 20, fucking 30, whatever the fuck he was, right?" And he's like, "Man, I remember when I was your age, I was a lot better." Dude, there is no lack of confidence in fucking Pedro Poppy Chicken, man. No lack of confidence. I mean, that bro he had me laughing. And the championship Saturday, right? Stickas, and we're gonna have Pete on next week, but you know, we had the, you know, the championship game for the Veterans League, and they walked Poppy Chicken, right? It was like Jimmy had hit a double, right? And he had hit he hit it at Mason 1 to center. I mean, like, had he pulled it, game over, walked off with a home run. But he hit it deep. The guy misplayed it, whatever. He ends up at second. And they have Poppy Chicken comes up, and then they walk him. Which I told it to his face. I said, "Bro, I'm glad they fucking walked you. I didn't want to fucking hear your mouth that you fucking walked it off." I swear to God. I told him, "Hey, you fucking walk this guy. And he's laughing. I said, "Bro, we would never hear the end of it. Like, you be talking about the weather and be like, 'Hey man, it's raining.' I said, 'Hey, but you remember when I walked it off in that fucking championship game?' Like, I didn't want to hear that shit." But, you know, he fucking walks him to fucking to get him to first, and then Jimmy Steele's third, and then the most ugliest, craziest fucking bunt this dude lays down. I guess we call it suicide squeeze, I guess what you would call it. Jimmy, you know, the guy gets it, throws it to first, hits the fucking runner, and then Jimmy, like, as soon as the pitcher lets it go to first, Jimmy takes off and it hits the runner and easily scores and walk it off. You know, but I was like, I'm glad it wasn't Poppy Chicken because I didn't want to hear it.
Who was at third?
Jimmy.
Oh, was he crashing as soon as he put the ball out?
Kind of.
Okay, then it's probably safety squeeze.
Safety squeeze? Okay.
Yeah, suicide, you're running no matter what.
Got you.
You
No.
better bunt the damn ball.
No. Okay, so this was a safety squeeze
Okay.
because he wanted to, which was smart. I want to make sure that you lay down this bunt and it goes where it needs to. I'm gonna
Or
wait
at least touch it, right?
yeah, and make sure that and I'll show you after the
Yeah.
thing, but I mean, this was like this dude came off the fucking ground, looked the other way, and bunted the ball and went down. Like it just, and he went to the pitcher, third base side, and then as soon as he threw it, he like Jimmy took off, and we only had one out, I think, at the time, so it worked out.
Yeah,
It worked
yeah.
out, man. So and just it was the ugliest fucking thing you've ever seen, but it worked. What fucking worked.
Well, I tell you what isn't ugly is that trophy.
No, that thing is nice, man. I mean, I think it's fucking. I think it was tall as me and
Yeah.
Lil Pedro and shit, and it was cool, man. Because again, what I was telling people about the Veterans League, I'm like, dude, it's fun. Like you were out there,
Yeah.
like you got the crowd. You got a huge
Yeah.
fucking crowd. I mean, you got random people that just fucking show up to watch a baseball game of us,
Yeah.
And some people don't know who we are, some people don't know who we are, but they're watching and just having this fun. And then we got the chicken going. We got some fajita. We got some chicken, dude. After that, and they're drinking beer. I'm drinking my Monster, my Bang, or whatever, and just enjoying it. And it was just fun, man. Like I think that was out of all my. I haven't had too many championships. That was like kind of my funnest one because it was like we muscled through it. We won it out of a walk off, and it was just like I got to celebrate. Most of the time, I don't know why I just leave. I don't know why. I just I'm out of here and I just go home. But that time I just I was like, hey, you know what? It's fucking Saturday night. Fuck it. I don't got a game till later in the day.
Yeah.
Let me enjoy it. So I enjoyed it.
And that atmosphere is, a big. Like I told Pete that day, I said, next season I want in. Like, I mean, cause it's HBA is awesome and it's competitive and there's a different kind of fire. But then like that atmosphere right there is you're playing with the championship caliber mindset, and that mindset is there to win. And
Yeah.
I mean, and it's fun. And
Yeah.
then it's like when I play with them, I'm kind of like the young one, so I like they scold me when they have to,
Yeah.
and they teach you when they need to.
Yeah,
and
no.
it's amazing.
Cause you heard when I got back, when like he should have fucking bunted, like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm not mad at you guys, like babe, that's what it called for. I told him, I wish you would have fucking told me before I went up there and said, hey, you need to lay down the bunt, and I told Pete that. I finally told him, hey Pete.
I thought you talked somebody out of it. You said you talked Carlos out of it.
I did, but if I had my whole team
Okay.
saying, hey, bunt, or if I had Pete, the fucking manager, tell me bunt, I'm not refusing it. I'm gonna fucking do it. Like he told me to do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm not that kind of guy that's beyond that. I felt like, hey, you left the decision to me, and I made that decision. It wasn't the right one. I know everybody kind of told me. But I said, don't. If you think I should bunt, let me know.
Yeah.
Cause don't leave it up to me. Cause I think I'm gonna hit. I'm just gonna try to hit on to get on. So, lessons learned. But like you said, it's fun. It's a different atmosphere. I didn't see a lot of shit talking from the crowd that day, but they will like, hey man, good job. And then if you suck, like, oh, this fool can't hit. They'll say in Spanish, this fool can't hit. Like
They'll let you know.
they'll
huh?
let you know.
That's the awesome part.
Yeah, just right there, he can't do shit. Dude, there was a guy that went 6 for 6 in the first game, and basically went on a 7 hit streak before we got him out.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That little lefty.
yeah, dude. And it's just like you just put the bat on the ball, and you look at the dude, and you're like, oh, he doesn't look like a baller. Like you said,
Yeah.
he's not the semi-pro fucking physique, right?
Yeah.
Tall motherfucker with fucking
just
ripped.
Getting base hits all damn.
Yeah, all that and just los borrachos al park. Yeah, dude, David Kahn said that. Dude, because some of these dudes are getting drunk over
I
there.
bet.
But it was fun, man. I enjoyed it. But we'll get into it next week about some of the details because it was a great game. It was a great game. Anything else, Cody?
I'm good. Jonathan, thanks for being here. Thanks for
I
shedding some
I
light
appreciate both of you.
on the stealth.
On the
It's-
stealth,
it's an
man.
honor being here. And if there's any athletes around the area, if they want to give that professional life a shot, Weimar I'm hosting a camp May 23rd through May 30th. in Weimar, and the ages are really from 19 to 26. Uh, that'll give them a legitimate shot. Trying to chase professional baseball.
Right, you.
And if they want to, any other athletes have where they're going to school and they want to just play a competitive baseball. I know there's plenty of teams down here and they play for Saturday and Sunday. But I mean, if they're looking for something else, Stealth is there. We'll be playing at Coastal this summer, so we'll be part of the collegiate league that's happening. So
Cool.
we'll be playing with against other universities around here.
Sweet, sweet, man. Well, whenever you draft something up like I'm gonna say like a better little promo thing, just tag me, man, and I'll fucking share it, and
Appreciate it.
put your when you're gonna have it and how to contact you, and I'll just share it, bro. And that way you can hopefully have success with your get some players and get some people to the leagues that you just never know, man. I mean, you got Joe Lyle that came out of Coastal.
Yeah.
You had that Mark Simon, couple dudes. I mean, there's been quite a few dudes that have been picked out of here to go play, whether it's professional in Mexico or professional here. I think it's awesome, and if you can do it, man. While
Yeah.
you're so young.
Yeah, and that's really what I try to do. I try to help these guys that have dreams
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
help them chase it down.
Sweet.
There's just a certain requirement that needs to be met, and I mean, it's really all about baseball. And if you can do that, you can chase it.
Sweet, sweet, man.
It's all about getting to that next level, and I'm sure they appreciate a way that you're giving them a way to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know when we played, I look forward to playing you next week, but I know when we played you against the Gamblers, like your team was like motivated, like was fired up, and I just like the the energy that you guys had, you guys were really working the at bats, right? Like you guys were like going in out so that you can go in the oppo, and knowing how to drive those runs in, because you can have a guy that like tosses it there and you can get yourself out right by hitting to the players, but you guys were like, all right, man, I know what we gotta do. This pitching is not that crazy. We can kind of handle it. Let's be smart about where we want to place the ball. Let's practice that kind of shit. And I saw that. I'm like, man, that's just kind of cool, man.
Yeah,
So
and then it's just a small guidance of like where you just tell them the game's close and it's late. Start playing small ball. You don't need to be told what to do. Y'all need to figure it out.
yeah,
And I mean at this level, it's them showcasing themselves really.
yeah.
So
That's cool, man. No, that's good, man. I think the Stealth is a really nice jerseys. You guys good ball club, and you guys got a good camaraderie. So I expect next week's game to be a good game, man.
Me
So we'll
too.
see how it goes.
And like I said, if y'all need to whoop our ass. We're coming.
Yeah. No, that's
We're
good.
coming.
That's good, bro. Hopefully some good weather that day. All right, everybody. Appreciate everybody staying on. We'll see you guys next week.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Bam.